앞쪽에 자리가 많이 비었습니다. 상생방송에서 방송에 나갈 때 좀 예쁘게 나올 수 있도록 앞쪽부터 좀 채워주세요. 안내해 주시는 분들은 앞쪽으로 좀 자리 좀 안내를 부탁드리겠습니다. 예, 지금 들어오시는 분들은 앞쪽부터 좀 자리 좀 채워주세요. 오른쪽이요? 저쪽은 안 나오는데? 안 나와서 아마 보였으면 아마 쳤을 거예요. 방향이 이쪽은 안 나오고. 예, 잠시 후 3시부터 행사가 시작될 예정입니다. 밖에 계신 분들은 행사장 안으로 들어와 주시기 바랍니다.
빨가면은
야, 행사 5분 전입니다. 밖에 계신 분들은 안쪽으로 들어와 주시기 바랍니다. 고정한다고 했는데 혹시라도 미끄러질 수 있으니까 예, 조심하세요.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 이따도 인사드리겠습니다만
네.
시작 전에 여러분과 함께 하겠습니다. 저 오늘 여러분 모시고 사회 진행할 아나운서 김병천입니다.
네, 저 송혜주입니다.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
오늘 함께 하는 여러분들께 신선 도통문이 정말 열려서
네.
여러분께서 그 원하시는 안 아프시고 이 장수할 수 있는 그런 시작점이 됐으면 좋겠습니다. 흔한 일은 아니죠. 이 설녀와 전수 행사 어떻게 보면 사실상 처음으로 한다고 볼 수가 있는데,
네.
그렇죠? 네.
맞습니다. 저도 서울과 대전에 이어서 여기 전라도 광주 함께 하고 있는데 설려화를 저희가 2번, 이번에 3번째 또 수행을 하게 되는데 어떠세요? 좀 체험을 해보시니까. 네.
글쎄 쉽지는 않죠.
네.
계속해서 노력이 하루아침에 된다면 얼마나 좋겠습니까만, 그러기에 계속해서 수행하고 또 좋은 시간 택해서 계속해서
네.
설교와 전수받기 위해서 노력할 수밖에 없는 거죠.
네.
근데 오늘 함께 하는데 여러분이 해줄 게 있어요. 일단 박수를 크게 모아 주셔야 됩니다. 그래서 우리 모두가 함께 조화롭게 화합하는 그런 박수 한번 힘차게 한번 보내주시기 바랍니다. 함성 박수로 보내주시기 바랍니다.
와.
네.
역시 전라도 광주분이 방송을 아세요. 네, 지금 저희가 들어본 박수 소리 중에 좀 제일 큰 것 같아요. 네,
그렇게 좀 해주시고요.
네.
또 이따 정도선생님 나오실 때도 아침 일찍 일어나셔서 요즘에 뭐 거의 수행이 하시고 설교와 계속 또 여러분께 제대로 전수하기 위해서 스스로 먼저 이렇게 하고 취한
네.
마시고 수행하고 계신데 좀 더 힘차게 여러분께서 격려해 드린다는 의미로 또 환영의 박수를 힘차게 모아주셔도 좋고요. 네.
네, 그리고 다시 한번 안내 말씀드리겠지만 마스크 코까지 꼭 올려서 네, 촬영 중이기 때문에 또 잘 해주시면 감사하겠고요. 지금처럼요. 그리고 휴대전화 한번 꺼내서 다시 한 번만 확인 부탁합니다. 지금 또 오시는 분들을 위해서 다시 한번 말씀드리겠습니다. 진동이나 무음으로 꼭 변경해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네, 오늘 2022년 11월 20일입니다. 이
네.
빛골 광주에 와 있어요. 무엇보다도 기존에 계신 우리 증산도 여러분들은 빛을 그 환한 빛을 광명을 먼저
네.
늘 체득하시고 함께 그 속에서 수행하시는 분들이기 때문에 오늘 빛골 광주에서 함께하면 더 큰 우리 기대가 있다라고 생각되고요. 또 이따도 말씀드리겠습니다만은 이곳들이 호남은 우리 특히 민족 올바른 그 정신이 더 굳건한 곳이기에 이곳이 일찍이 우리 증산구와 그리고 보촌계의 땅이기도 했고 동학의 땅이기도 했잖아요. 그래서 여러분께서 그런 정기 있는 박수를 많이 힘차게 모을 것으로 모으고 있고요.
네.
저 그쪽 중간 비상구 쪽 이제 문 닫아주시면 좋겠는데 거기 짐입에 걸리면 다칠 위험이 있거든요. 그쪽 문은 이제 닫아주세요. 거기 출입구 거기 닫아주세요. 이제 그쪽으로 왔다 갔다 하시면 짐이집에 걸려서 다칠 수가 있어요. 예, 이제 그쪽 말고 이제 뒤쪽으로 들어오시도록 유도해 주시기 바랍니다.
네, 그리고 오늘 이제 이 초반부가 방송으로 제작이 돼서 상생 방송으로 여러분 잘 아시는 것처럼 이제 나가겠습니다. 그래서 이 방송 촬영에도 또 다른 시청자분들이 또 다른 도생들께서 다른 지역에서 많이 보시니까 여러분께서 박수도 많이 모아주시고 또 여러분의 모습도 담겨 나감을 염두에 두시기 바랍니다. 자, 11월 20일 우리는 같은 시간 같은 곳에 있습니다. 대단한 인연이지요.
네.
아무리 사이가 나쁜 부부라도 맞는 거 공통점은 하나 있습니다. 결혼 날짜와 장소가 같다는 사실. 근데 우리는
같네요.
같은 도생의 입장에서 오늘 설교를 받기 위해서 함께 하고 있으니
네.
옆에 계신 분 하나하나가 다 소중하고 함께 그것도 전수될 수 있는 그런 뜻깊은 시간이 될 줄 믿습니다. 이제 곧 시작되겠습니다.
저 안내 말씀드리겠습니다. 이따 타이틀이 나가고 이렇게 현장으로 지미지 샷이 나올 거예요. 이때 박수를 다 같이 쳐주시면 됩니다. 좀 이따가 저희 시작하면 다시 한번 말씀드릴게요. 그때 이 화면이 나오면 박수를 크게 쳐주세요. 자, 1분 전입니다. 스탠바이. 타이틀 나가고 현장 나오면 5초 전.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다.
Hello, welcome. Today we're here in Gwangju at Kimdaejung Convention Center. It's a pleasure to be here at our third event. I'm your co-host Kim Byung-chan.
Hello. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Song Hye-ji.
Yes, I look forward to today's event. And I'm so happy that we're here together as one to meditate. We're here to participate in a ritual for receiving a flower of immortality, a flower of Yulyo that will brighten us and brighten our world, in fact. And we're here in a place that is deeply historic.
Yes, that's right. I also attended the event twice, and I have high expectations today as well. Mr. Kim, I watched Ahn Gyeong-jeon Jongdosanim's Gwangju Hwandango Gibu concert before I came here. And yes, thank you. And this place, Jeollado Province, is the birthplace of the Eastern Learning and the true Eastern Learning followers, which embraces the theme of serving the Lord of Heaven. Then, what could be the true meaning of this Eastern Learning and the true Eastern Learning, the Donghak? What could that be?
Yes, truly. Now, Donghak or Eastern learning and before that, Cheonbugyeong, the scripture of heavenly code, the first scripture in history, are all related to this place. And so Donghak, Eastern learning, and Cheonbugyeong should be something that should be learned by every person in Korea. Now, to understand who we are as the Korean people, we must bear in mind that we have these to draw upon to give us a sense of identity and pride. And so I want to share these thoughts with you as we begin today's event. Now, 10,000 years ago was the starting point of the Shicheonjuju mantra. The Shicheonjuju mantra is about serving the Lord of Heaven. This mantra comes from the culture of spirit teaching, which is the bedrock of our culture. And so it is so important that Ahn Gyeong-jeon, the Jongdosanim of Jeung San Do, what he said is very important to us. Shicheonju, serving the Lord of Heaven, and Eastern learning is the beginning point of Korean history.
Yes, the word Shicheonju. I heard about the Shicheonju and the Shicheonjuju mantra at the Seoul and Daejeon events. And I'm curious about the meaning of the Eastern learning's Kaebyuk once again and the later heaven Kaebyuk.
I'm sure you know this more than I do. Once again Kaebyuk, or the later heaven Kaebyuk, means a great opening, a grand new beginning at the scale of heaven, earth, and humanity. Now, the founder of Eastern learning, Choesun, 160 years ago declared the fate of the mysterious disease spreading across the world is not once again Kaebyuk. So he declared the arrival of Kaebyuk. Now, we're at a very precarious time. COVID-19 is still on the rise around the world, and we are thinking about our present and our future. And so we're headed to a time of Kaebyuk, the time of the catastrophic disease. At the same time, we are in a time of the third Renaissance, at the cusp of the brilliant new civilization of creation transformation. And these things begin with Donghak, Eastern learning, and true Eastern learning. And so now is a time of a new beginning. It is something that we want as the Korean people and we want as humanity. And Kaebyuk is that important spirit that we must remember. It is the bedrock of Hallyu culture.
Yes. Yeah, so today is the day of receiving this flower of immortality, the meditation for healing and ageless longevity, which enables us to find our true self and become human flower. The root of the culture of immortality began in the Mago Castle 25,000 years ago, and this culture was passed down to Hanguk, Baedal, and Dangun Joseon, and to the Eastern learning and Bocheonggyo in the 19th century. Considering this historical background, I think this moment is truly meaningful that we'll be able to receive that precious immortal flower, which has a long history and a deep-rooted tradition.
Yes. Now, following our event in Daejeon, we are here in Gwangju. Now, the flower of immortality began with Samshin grandmother Mago. She gave this flower to humanity of our time. She will come to this event today and give each and every one of us a flower of immortality, a flower of light. So today is truly a profound and historic moment for each and every one of us. I hope you will receive this flower to resurrect the light that is within you.
광주에서 열리는
Now, there's a person who sent us a message to congratulate our event held in Gwangju. Shall we listen to it together?
Hello. My name is Kang Dong-wan. I'm the 16th president of Joseon University, located here in Gwangju. It's a great honor and privilege to have the Jongdosanim Ahn Gyeong-jeon here in the city of Gwangju to give us his teaching on Korea's ancient meditation method. And so I wish you a great welcome to our City of Light. I hope you will participate fully in today's meditation to receive your flower of immortality, your flower of light, to enjoy good health of mind, body, and soul. Hello, my name is Cho Jae-yuk. I'm a professor emeritus of Jeonnam National University. I am very happy that today's event, Flower of Immortality Meditation, is held in our city, Gwangju, the City of Light. About 10 years ago, I began watching STB, Sangseng Television Broadcasting. I watched several episodes of the Jongdosanim's Hwandangogi book concert. After listening to his impassioned lectures, I vowed to myself that I would devote my remaining days to learning and spreading Korea's true history and culture. I believe the Jongdosanim will lead the people of this age to a bright tomorrow. Now, in this time of COVID-19, I hope you'll embrace Korea's ancient meditation, the flower of immortality meditation, to begin a new life of ageless longevity. Thank you. Yes, President Kang and Professor Cho gave us warm words of welcome to all of us here in this hall.
Yes, that's right. Today is the day of receiving the flower of immortality, and the incredible journey from the ancient times to the present day are indescribable.
Now, it's important that everything is open and available to us. It's important that we understand our past, the archetypal past. So today will be an occasion of learning what Great Sacred Mother Mago gave to humanity. So I would like to take this moment to introduce today's event.
오늘날에 이르기까지 그 긴 스토리
Yes, I bet you're all curious about this story, so let's watch the video.
시죠.
The meditation of flower of immortality for healing and ageless longevity. Throughout history, humanity has long searched for ways to overcome the suffering of aging, illness, and death. We are still searching for the ultimate truth that transcends aging and dying. Modern science has made great progress in raising humanity's life expectancy, making it possible to live beyond age 100. But the grim reality of disease and illness still hovers over everyone. It seems no one is immune from cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and other serious health problems. An illness afflicting the mind and emotions, such as stress, panic disorder, depression, insomnia, addictions, and suicidal feelings, torment millions upon millions across the world. In addition to the sobering issues of physical and mental health, we, the present day humanity, experience massive changes that gravely impact our lives. Infectious diseases, climate change, environmental degradation, regional conflicts, and looming global economic crisis threaten our individual and collective health and safety, and even our own existence as humanity. We need a new vision that will guide us out of these global plights. Fortunately, now is the time for a new vision to emerge, because now is the age of great transition from the era of the cosmic summer to the era of the cosmic autumn. Now is the age of the great summer-autumn interchange. Where do we begin? We begin by understanding the age in which we live. We begin by preparing ourselves for what is to come, the time of Kaebyeok, which is the opening of a new heaven and earth. We begin by transforming ourselves by recovering our innate divinity and becoming beings of light. And we begin by resurrecting the archetypal culture. This archetypal culture from humanity's golden age was the source of insight, inspiration, and knowledge that led to the rise of ancient philosophy, religion, art, music, science, medicine, and other areas. The resulting ancient civilizations were very advanced. Many of their achievements still baffle the present-day humanity. Pyramids, for example, were impressive engineering feats which are difficult to replicate even with today's advanced technology. And so, we must recover this archetypal culture that gave humanity prosperity, peace, and ageless longevity. And we must awaken our true self, our inner divinity, to liberate ourselves from disease and illness. To do so, we must free ourselves from the shackles of bitterness and grief and karma that fester into illnesses of our body, mind, and soul. When we liberate ourselves, our meager self will disappear, and a magnificent being of light will emerge as our new self. Then, how do we become this being of light? The answers lie in the culture of meditation for attaining ageless longevity, immortality, and enlightenment, which began with Mago Castle of 25,000 years ago. This culture of meditation was passed down to Hwanguk, Baedal, Dangun Joseon, Bukbuyeo, Goguryeo, Goryeo, Joseon, and today's Korea, spanning a period of about 10,000 years. Mago, the Samshin grandmother, taught the ancient people of Mago Castle the ways of becoming beings of light. She taught them to meditate with the primordial sound Om, a sacred sound of healing and awakenment. During the era of Hwanguk, the sound Om evolved into the sound Hum, the sound of maturation and enlightenment. The great sacred mother Mago bestowed upon humanity flowers of immortality, which embodied the energy and divinity of Yulyo to transform the common folk into an immortal. This flower of immortality was a divine gift of immeasurable value. The lineage of the archetypal meditation culture. The lineage of this archetypal meditation culture was recovered by the 3 million practitioners of Donghak, or Eastern learning, of 19th century Korea. The founder of Eastern learning received the Sicheonjuju mantra from Sangjenim in heaven. This lineage continued with Taemonnim, the mother of heaven and earth, and the 7 million practitioners of Pocheongyo of 20th century Korea. After Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule in 1945, the 5 million seekers of Tao not only continued this meditation lineage, but brought it to completion by chanting the Sicheonjuju mantra and the Tailju mantra. The Tailju mantra is the mantra that will deliver humanity at the time of mysterious and catastrophic disease that will strike the world. Notably, between 1918 and 1919, when the Spanish flu wreaked havoc around the world, the 7 million Dao practitioners in Korea chanted the Sicheonjuju and Tailju mantras and escaped the horrific pandemic. This wondrous experience of Korea's Dao practitioners confirmed the great power of the Sicheonjuju and Tailju mantras, which were given to humanity by Sangjenim, the ruler of the universe. That is the sacred record of Sangjenim. Several months ago, this past June 12, a grand offering ritual to heaven was held at the groundbreaking site of Sangseng World Center in Nonsan, South Korea. That day marked a new beginning of the meditation culture of ageless longevity and immortality. This meditation culture will enable humanity to discover their true selves as sons and daughters of Sangjenim and Taemonnim. And it will set humanity on a path of daily cultivation and meditation to attain immortality by first receiving a lifespan of 150 years. No matter who we are and what we do in this life, we can only live the lifespan bestowed by Sangjenim in heaven. Through the new meditation culture, we can recover our inner divinity, transform ourselves into beings of light, and receive a new lifespan befitting an immortal. And so, every one of us in the world must recover the boundless light of Samshin within ourselves, since we all came into this world to live a life of seeking truth. We, as brothers and sisters, share a common destiny of transforming ourselves. Our shared destiny begins with a new journey of changing our mind and body into those of an immortal by first receiving the flowers of immortality, bestowed upon humanity by the great sacred mother Mago and by her 2 daughters, sacred mother Gung-hee and sacred mother So-hee. We invite you to embrace this meditation culture to begin your personal transformation. We invite you to rise up and become builders of tomorrow. Become builders of a new world of ageless longevity and immortality of the coming, the later heaven. Tomorrow begins now. It begins with today's ritual of receiving flowers of light to attain healing of our mind, body, and soul. Today's ritual leads us to the path of becoming beings of light, of becoming brothers and sisters of light.
네, 우리 모두
Yes, let us give ourselves a round of applause.
맞습니다. 영상
Yes, that was a great video. As watching the video, we found out it is astounding that the culture of immortality began with Mago Castle 25,000 years ago, and that this culture was passed down to the present
Yes.
day.
This culture came from grandmother Mago. This is a common root to all of humanity, East and West. This is the archetypal culture for all of humanity. And I think this is part of our cultural DNA. It's in our subconscious. So people of different cultures across the world have different totems for the bear, for the dragon. One of those deep cultural DNA is of everything that came from grandmother Mago. And so a part of our cultural DNA is to live a long life of health, ageless longevity. So today is about that. What we are doing transcends race, ethnicity, religion, nationality, ideology. And so people may feel that what we provide through this ritual may be a little bit off color. People are nowadays involved in athletics, dieting, and all these, things. But these are actually part of our old culture.
Yes, that's right. So we're happy once again that all you're here today. And for me, I think it is always joyful and happy to hear the vivid stories of people who have seen the flower of immortality. It is still very impressive to me.
And so when you hear these testimonials, you feel that this is achievable.
지난
So today, we prepared a story of people who experienced this flower of immortality at the event held in Daejeon.
And so today's first testimonial comes from a young lady. Let us hear her vivid testimonial. Please welcome her.
반갑습니다.
Hello, welcome.
저는 태전
Hello, my name is Baekji-young from Daejeon Dao Center, and I'm a sixth grader in elementary school. I'd like to share my spiritual experience from the 설려와 ritual ceremony last Saturday, November 12th. During the ritual, my spiritual eye opened and I saw Sacred MothersGung-hee and So-hee standing on the left side of the Jongdosanim. There were large bowls shining with white, red, and blue light. And many female immortals in white stood behind the bowls, which looked like giant missing bowls you may find in the kitchen. To the right of the Jongdosanim were many commander spirits in full armor and helmet, standing about 2 meters tall. Each held a large flag and stood there throughout the ritual. A bit later, the female immortals flew around the Daeulgung auditorium and dusted off stale or dark energy from everyone. When the flower of immortality ritual began, and everyone offered a prayer for receiving a flower of white light, and light cascaded down like a waterfall, which then flowed into the large bowl next to the great sacred Mother Mago. When the bowl became filled with sparkling light, great sacred Mother Mago reached into it and pulled out flowers of light with her hands, as though she was scooping something out from a pool of water. She then gave a flower to each of the female immortals. Immediately, the immortals flew to everyone and inserted a white flower into each head. For some people, the flowers entered their heads effortlessly, but for others, the flowers would not enter, so the immortals tapped on their heads, inserting the flowers. Each female immortal had just one flower, but they seemed to duplicate their single flower every time they inserted it into someone's head. When the prayer for receiving flowers of red and blue light was recited, red and blue light cascaded down like a waterfall and filled two large bowls. And Sacred Mothers Kung-hee and So-hee pulled out red and blue flowers from the bowls and gave them to the female immortals, who then inserted them into people's heads as before. So the female immortals who got the flower inserted them into people's head as before. During the ritual for forming a rainbow-colored 설려화, Sacred Mother Mago, Kung-hee, and So-hee, as well as the female immortals, did dynamic meditation, chanting the 시천주주 and Tailju mantras. Some female immortals flew around, moving their arms in dynamic meditation, sending energy to everyone. Some immortals sprinkled tiny beads of light on people's heads. As soon as these beads touched their heads, the three flowers of white, red, and blue perched on their heads suddenly transformed into a rainbow-colored flower. When the ritual ended, Great Sacred Mother Mago and Sacred Mothers Kung-hee and So-hee slowly ascended to heaven. Like the queen in the story, the Snow Queen, Great Sacred Mother Mago was completely white down to her dress, hair, and eyebrows. All three Sacred Mothers had pure glowing complexion like a newborn infant. When Great Sacred Mother Mago smiled to everyone during the ritual, I felt great warmth and tenderness. I once read a Korean folktale book called Grandmother Mago. I used to think Grandmother Mago was a fictional character in a myth, but I'm really happy that I got to see her during the meditation ritual. Through this ritual of receiving the flower of immortality, I am truly grateful and thankful, and I will tell all my friends about her. Thank you. It's amazing. I think children have very pure energy. So I think personally that was the most happiest and exciting stories ever to me.
Yes. Did you see the sparkles in her eyes? Oh, so bright. And she said she spoke about people who just couldn't quite receive the flower of immortality. I think I was one of them. So let's welcome the next speaker.
자분 네, 준비해
네.
계시는데요. 여러분
어서 오십시오.
박수로 환영해 주.
Please welcome with a big round of applause.
어서 오십시오. 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다.
Hello, my name is Kimdaejung, and I'm with 수성도장 in Daegu. It's a bit nervous. Yes, I attended the Flower of Immortality meditation event in Daejeon last week on November 12th. And I'd like to share with you the experiences I had at the event. That today, the Jongdosanim said 상제님 and 태문님 would come to the event as spirits. At some point, I saw 상제님 and 태문님 standing behind the Jongdosanim at his left and right. Halfway through the Jongdosanim's teaching that day, 상제님 and 태문님 walked to the front of the stage. 태문님 stood near the steps and 상제님 walked to the aisles. I saw a bright light like a laser beam come out from Sangjae-nim's eyes and enter into the eyes of everyone in the audience. Sangjae-nim walked to the back of the auditorium and into the lobby, observing the people there. He then went to the second level, observed the people there, and stood facing the stage. And the ritual began. And when the meditation ritual began, one of the MCs said, Taemun-nim says, open the crown of your head. At the moment, Taemun-nim extended her arms toward the audience. When she moved her arms from the left to the right, the crown of everyone's head opened. The sight was amazing beyond words. And at the same time, a moment later, strands of light descended from heaven and entered the crown of everyone's head. And standing behind the Jongdosanim were spirits of enlightenment. Initially, there was only few of these spirits. Eventually, their number grew beyond count. It was truly a spectacular sight. And Taesang Jongdosanim also arrived. He stood behind the Jongdosanim on his left. When it was time to receive a flower of white light, Great Sacred Mother Mago appeared at the front stage carrying a bundle of white flowers. Then the spirits of enlightenment went into the audience and planted these flowers atop people's heads. It was amazing that so many flowers came out, the original 30 or so flowers. It was truly amazing. When it was time to receive flowers of red and blue light, Sacred Mothers Kung-hee and So-hee also appeared, each carrying a bundle of flowers. Then the spirits of enlightenment planted these flowers atop the white flowers. When one of the MCs said, transform these flowers into a rainbow-colored flower, Great Sacred Mother Mago extended her arms and moved them from left to right. At that moment, the white, red, blue flowers atop people's heads turned into rainbow-colored flowers. And Taeulgung Auditorium was filled with bright light. When one of the MCs said, duplicate the flower into many, the auditorium was instantly filled with countless flowers. And when the MC said, merge the flowers into one, everyone's head brightened like a firefly. As this duplication and merger continued, the auditorium became incredibly beautiful. I am deeply grateful to the Jongdosanim for his teaching. I'm deeply grateful and thankful, and for presiding over this event. When you come to this meditation ritual, you will discover that the spirits make everything possible. So I feel it's important to believe 150%, 1,500%, just as the Jongdosanim said. And I believe that through my own experience. Let me end by saying that the flower of immortality meditation is truly sacred, beautiful, and wondrous. Thank you.
랑님 잘 들어.
Yes, thank you for your wonderful testimonial. Now, the two ladies spoke today. They said it's important to focus, to receive a flower of light. But it was also amazing to hear that female immortals actually go around planting these flowers of light onto people's heads. It is so startling to hear these testimonials.
Yes, that's true. As the practitioner just said, at this today's event, I hope everyone will be filled with light. Yes. Today, let us now welcome Ahn Gyeong-jeon, the Jongdosanim of Jeung San Do, and listen to his words. He will speak about a flower of immortality meditation practice which has 10,000 years of history.
Yes, please welcome Ahn Gyeong-jeon, the Jongdosanim of Jeung San Do, to the stage.
부천
He's here to give us our teaching about the flower of immortality meditation for healing and for attaining ageless longevity. He will give us a teaching about recovering the archetypal history and culture for today's people. I hope your teaching will give you new insight and inspiration. The Jongdosanim is spreading the K spirit to the people of Korea and to around the world.
여러분
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you today. Thank you for coming. We are here today at this land of the Eastern Learning Revolution. We are here at this place, which is the seedbed of Eastern learning, a new beginning for modern human history. This is the city of light, the city of Gwangju. I am so happy that you're here today to join us at this special gathering, people who are here in this hall, and people who are viewing us from around the world.
이
Jeollado province is deeply meaningful to me. I feel that every time I visit this place, it's almost, I'm in a state of dream visiting this land of the Baekje dynasty. It is the land of the Eastern Learning Revolution. At the same time, it is the birth of incarnation of Sangjanim, Maitreya Buddha, the one who would open the new heaven and earth for all of humanity. He incarnated into this world in the land of Jeollado province, at the foot of Shirusan mountain in Kobu County. He came to this world assuming the surname Kang. He is the ruler of the universe, the supreme governor of the universe, God the Father from heaven, came to the world as a human being. So his title is Sangjanim, the supreme being, the emperor of heaven. So he came to humanity at this very important time. It is a time of great, profound change, the change of heaven and earth. It is the time of opening the gate of enlightenment for all of humanity. So I am very happy to be here, and I thank you again for coming today to today's event. Jeollado province is the land of Eastern Learning Revolution. Now, I'm sure you're here to receive your flower of immortality, your flower of light. But today's gathering is more profound than that. Because we are here at the seedbed of Donghak, or Eastern learning. This moment is profound, historic to each and every one of us. Now, Eastern learning revolution may not have succeeded at the time, but it continues on, even to this day, within our hearts. There have been many revolutions in humanity's history. I believe modern human history in itself is a revolution. Now, Jongeup is a profound place. It is the land where God the Father, who sent the great sages and saints to this world, personally came into this world as a human being. His incarnation was an event of peerless profundity. Now, in Eastern learning, one of the key messages was the fate of the mysterious disease spreading across the world. Is this not once again Kaebyeok? Kaebyeok is central to their message and to us. And Kaebyeok will be the time of the mysterious disease. It is an unalterable destiny for all of humanity. The fate of the mysterious disease spreading across the world. It is something that awaits all of us. Right now, there are many diseases in this world. Experts say that disease upon disease will strike humanity. Now, I'm sure every one of you are familiar with Bill Gates. He is ringing an alarm for all of us, saying that a very powerful disease is yet to arrive. Now, when you look at certain maps of the world, maps indicating the spread of disease, different diseases around the world, the whole world is lit up. And so many things are happening in this world. One major change is climate change. And this is taking young people out to the streets who are deeply concerned about their future. So, going back to the Eastern Learning Revolution, at the time, in the late 19th century, 3 million strong were behind the revolution. They rose up against a corrupt, failing Joseon dynasty. And at the time, the Japanese imperial forces landed in the Korean peninsula, using modern weapons, mowed down the Eastern Learning revolutionaries. But we must look back on this history, our collective history. It is related to the arrival of the coming times of the catastrophic disease, the coming time of Kaebyeok. Kaebyeok is the great beginning of the new heaven, earth, and humanity. Kaebyeok is a profound transformation for all of humanity. This is what Eastern Learning gave to humanity. They spoke about the coming of Maitreya Buddha. They spoke about serving the Lord of Heaven. They spoke about the coming of God the Father of Heaven into this world. That was the essence of Eastern Learning. They spoke about the absolute ruler of the universe coming into this world as a human being in the land of the Eastern land of Korea. However, the people of Korea have lost their sight of Eastern Learning. I have spent many years of my life asking the question of resurrecting this important piece of Korean history as I travel throughout Korea, as I travel throughout the world, to China, to different lands in Africa, Middle East, Canada, to the Indian subcontinent. And I realized that there are many, many evidences of Korea's archetypal culture present in those lands, in those cultures. The various roots of the archetypal culture are found in different places around the world. Now, people have learned about various ancient civilizations. They have learned about the 3 sovereigns and 5 emperors. But they fail to look even beyond that, to the more ancient times. When you look at the different symbols, totems of the ancient cultures, there are different fascinating things that can be discovered. For example, jade, present in so many cultures, many artifacts made of jade. So they say that this is part of ancient Chinese civilization dating back 5,000 years ago. The Chinese government says that the Northeast Asia is a site of those discoveries. But there's a saying that really the true and more profound discoveries are just kept hidden by the Chinese government. So I want to say that we must all go back to our ancient historical past. It means that we reinvent ourselves, relearn what we have learned so far, that we delve into the deep roots of our ancient past. We must heal, recover these damaged roots. Now, more than 80 years have passed since Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule, and yet the Korean government has no desire to look into Korea's ancient history and correcting all the distortions. It is unfortunately that we don't have the political will, the leadership at the Korean government to take on this very important endeavor. And so it's a cause of great depression. And as we think about the current situation, we may have to ask ourselves, do we truly have a future that awaits us? Many things, massive things are affecting us every day. For example, the massive confrontation among the geopolitical forces around in Northeast Asia. So we have to think about what is the great wheel that turns history. It is difficult, painful, but again, we have to redouble our commitment to look into our historical past and bring it to the surface. Many years ago, I took my staff with me to Lake Baikal in Siberia. I visited that area to look into the ancient past of Asian and Korean history. And I took my people there to give them a new sense of their understanding of the past, to give them a firm bearing in their new identity as builders of tomorrow. And so I also want to invite you to become builders of tomorrow by resurrecting a correct historical past. And so thank you for hearing me and thank you for being here. I think I personally have a predilection for different teachings, spiritualities, and religions. I have a deep love for Buddhism. I believe it's probably connected to my past life. I have a deep love and respect for Catholicism and Christianity. I have a deep affection for Islam. And I enjoy learning about these different vast teachings. And also Hinduism, with 1 billion followers around the world, is a great body of teaching. But now is the time when the Dharma, truth, teachings are about to change profoundly. It is a time of that great transformation. So when you understand this time, the great turning point, you will have a better sense of your bearing in history. You will have a better sense of how to position yourself in this great time of change. The greatest endeavor in our life is to understand who we are and understand ourselves in our place in history. It's important that we understand why we are here as humanity at this time. We have to search for answers that give us deep satisfaction, deep meaning. And so we are constantly searching at this time to seek the right answers to guide us. No matter what religion you practice, no matter what teaching you pursue, you must bear in mind that Sangjenim is the supreme ruler of the universe. Sangjenim sent many sages and saints into this world. Sangjenim sent Shakyamuni Buddha into this world. Shakyamuni Buddha was a bodhisattva in heaven, in Tushita heaven. Sveketu bodhisattva. Unfortunately, Buddhism distorts this history, this relationship. In Buddhism, they say that Maitreya Buddha will arrive one day, perhaps 3,000-4,000 years from now. Now, when Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment, at the moment of his enlightenment, Maitreya Buddha proclaimed to Shakyamuni saying, "Do not forget me." And so Shakyamuni told his disciples to his son, he told them to follow the Tao of Maitreya. So the people of the time of Shakyamuni Buddha followed his teaching because they believed that there was just one supreme being under one heaven. So he was the supreme ruler among the great sages, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas in heaven. And all of them, bearing his heavenly mandate, came into this world. Humanity has different cultures, languages, they live in different lands, but there is one supreme ruler, one God the Father. And so in Christianity, Jesus said, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." So Sangjenim's will be fulfilled on earth. And so Sangjenim also brought Apostle John to heaven, and John saw Sangjanim sitting on a great white throne. John testified that God the Father sitting on the great white throne is the one who is and who was and who is to come. So Apostle John foretold that it would be Sangjanim who would come into this world. And Michel Nostradamus also spoke about Kebyok, about the profound transformation of heaven, earth, and humanity. He said, the great eternal God would come into this world to fulfill a revolution. This was a letter that he wrote to his son. And so in that passage, Nostradamus used the word revolution. What does that mean? So I myself have spent many years gathering various materials about Nostradamus. And so I learned that the word revolution is about revolving, about circulation, about cycle. So that word revolution meant to say the cycle of heaven and earth. So it symbolized the cycle, the circulation of heaven and earth. So God would come into this world to fulfill the cycle of heaven and earth, which is deeply profound, absolutely meaningful. It speaks about the realm of I Ching and Jeongyeok, the right change, about the circulation, the cycle of heaven and earth. It is truly, truly astounding that Nostradamus spoke about this. And so he spoke about Sangjanim's arrival into this world. Now, was there someone who played the important role of proclaiming Sangjanim's arrival into this world? Was there such a figure? Of course. He was the founder of Eastern learning, of 3 million practitioners. Tresun. From that came Pocheongyo, true Eastern learning, of 7 million practitioners in Jeongup. Now, Pocheongyo, that was in its prime in the 1920s, also practiced the teaching of Shicheonju Joajang, meaning serving the Lord of Heaven, who determines the immortal paradise of creation transformation. Now, the sum conclusion of all the teachings, Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Christianity, is the arrival of Sangjanim into this world as a human being. He is the father of all the beings in heaven. Sangjanim who resides in Terachan heaven. There is only one and only being. And so the great immortal Lu Dongbin himself went to the realm where Sangjanim resided and himself encountered Sangjanim. So there are different names for where Sangjanim resides. Terachan, Tushida heaven, Nungsocheon, But people have lost sight of that. Our history, our archetypal history, reveals all of this to us. So we must recover this archetypal history. Now, people mistake Korea, the Hallyu culture, as music, dance, great movies, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. The true substance of Hallyu, or Korean culture, is something that we resurrect from the archetypal history and culture. So it is one very important thing is a meditation culture. They will give us healing and giving us ways of attaining ageless longevity. It also will give us immortality and enlightenment. Right now, we must meditate for our own survival. We must attain enlightenment for our own survival because of the times we're in. So we must all attain enlightenment to survive in this precarious time. It is quite odd to say this, but that's what is at stake, our own survival. Meditation and enlightenment will grant us the ability to survive at this time. And Sangjanim came to this world and proclaimed to humanity the supreme Tao of Muguk, the Tao of completion. That is the essence of Eastern learning. And that learning was composed into a mantra, the Jongdosanim mantra.
불망만사지 지기금지 원우의 대강 이곳 절
Not only in this Jeollado province, but in the whole Korea and the whole world, the land that the Samsin Sangjanim incarnated under the Mount Shirusan, he came to this world and created the honorific name Jeung San for himself. So how can you prepare for the future Korean War to break out? How can you prepare for the this transition time? How can you survive and be successful in this period of the transition of the universe? All of these answers are in the Dojeon, the words of Sangjanim. In the all of the booklets and the books, when I talk about the definition of the enlightenment, so if I wonder about what is this realm of enlightenment that the ancient immortals and the emperors achieved, and it is none other than Samsin, the triune God. The primal God who opened up this universe, it is none other than the great spirit of emptiness. And from him came out the great spirit of holiness who takes care of the space of the universe, and then the great spirit of radiance who takes care of the time of this universe. So today we practice through our own body and receive the Dharma of Sangdinim, this brand new meditation. And with one mind, if you devoutly practice this meditation, you can come over this great transition, Gebyeok, to come. There is his words that even if you die early, you will age till 300 years with this meditation. Last time I gave the lecture in Daejeon, and enlightenment is none other than bringing and using the power of the creation and transformation of the universe. But this is very difficult thing. So this can be done by the heavenly spirits, your ancestors, and all of the founders of the sacred nation, and the Mago Sacred Mother. In the map, you can see the location of the Mago Castle in yellow circle. And the Mago Great Sacred Mother mentioned that the people used to go to the North Sea and to catch fish. There is lot of stories about this Mago Castle period, but the details I will talk later when you apply to the school of Eastern Immortals. Before I start, I want to summarize the whole course of this meditation. The human being suffer aging and sickness and death. Why do human beings have to die? So in the cycle of the universe, the people are born and grow, and when the day turns to nights, you gather your energy back and go on to the rest. But current day people cannot help spending the energy, because they have to meet people, they have to talk with people, and they have to do the work. But the meditation is the opposite, storing the energy. The famous Korean doctor Hong Hae-geol have said that the number of diseases that the human being goes through are around 12,000. And what is the most critical illnesses? It is the illness associated with the tooth teeth and the blood illnesses. And if you have problem with your bloodstream, many problems can arise. If your bloodstream is unclogged like this, only the 16% of the blood will flow in your body. That is a very scary thing. Currently, the COVID-19 have subsided much, but still it is very present. Throughout the East and the West, the most important enlightenment is the enlightenment about time and space of the universe. About this, the Eastern learning gave the solution to this problem. These Eastern learnings are the followers of Eastern learning, the 3 million followers of Dongak and the 7 million followers of Bocheongyo. If you see in the Korean history, the organization that that gave the fund to the national activists in the Japanese colonial period, the most fund came from the organization called Bocheongyo, which were the followers of Jeung San Do. Now the right and left of the politics today, all the root of this all comes from the Eastern learning of Korea in 19th century. And the organization that inherited the spirit of Eastern learning is none other than Jeung San Do. People degrade and despise us, telling us that we're doing the pseudo history. If you see the distortion of Korean history made by Chinese, they call the Korean people Ye or Meg, which means like beast or the barbarians. And on the other side, Japanese have distorted Korean history, saying that in the ancient time, Japanese set up the Imna Ilbonbo, the Imna control tower in Korea, and governed Korea, which is a complete distortion. So we have to rethink about this problem of Korean history and make firm resolution to fight with this distorted history and correct this true history. So the current history is the history that the Korean spirit is all lost. So that we can confidently say to our ancestors and the spirits that we have done our best to restore the fact and the truth. So I want to share this deep emotion with all the audiences who came here to listen to my lecture today. If you see the diagram of cosmic year of 129,000 years cycle, so here the early heaven is the cosmic spring and the summer, where the human civilizations are found and developed. And if you see the winter of this diagram, it is none other than the Ice Age. The scientists have researched into this for the period of Ice Age, and it was close to 120,000 or 130,000 years, which coincide with this diagram. So the Homo sapiens have born in the spring of this cosmic year. And throughout the cosmic spring and the cosmic summer, the grief and the grudge and the bitterness of the human beings have been accumulated with the order of conflict and dominance. And it was about to explode. It is about to explode at the end of the summer, which is the time right now. So the whole world, the whole population is about to collapse. That's the words of Sangjenim. Even though the human beings are at the brink of extinction, many people currently are only interested in investing monies. So the Sangjenim, Gang-jeong-san Sangjenim came to this earth and changed this order that will bring extinction to the humanity, and opened up the new world. Even though we have compiled the words of Sangjenim into the sacred text Dojeon, there's still so many texts that we have got the testimonial from the disciples and the descendants that we couldn't compiled into books. So the conclusion of my talk is as this Gaebyuk period is becoming Gaebyuk period, the period of disaster of disease is getting severe. The more painful disease will come. And the solution of this, the cure of this disaster of disease, which is 의통, mentioned by 상대님, is the solution of that unifies the civilization. So the Gaebyuk comes in set of three. The Gaebyuk of nature, Gaebyuk of civilization, and the Gaebyuk of humanity. So the nature Gaebyuk, that the axis of the earth will shift, and the orbit of the earth will change into the perfect circle. And with this, the many of the natural disaster will occur around the world. For example, Jeju-do, the Korean island Jeju-do will submerge into water, and the Busan city will suffer greatly with this natural disaster. Except for the eyes that we see right now, the two eyes, the human being has 7 more eyes, 3 more eyes in the forehead, and the 7 eyes all together in your body. So in order to overcome and get through this Gaebyuk period, we have to open all of our spiritual eyes so that we can adapt to and prepare for the Gaebyuk. So this enlightening meditation method goes into the deep center of the realm of the universe and bring the Yulyo energy. So the God the Father, there is personified God the Father, and the primal God the Father, primal God, which is Samshin. So it is a miracle that the God the Father, the primal God, have bestowed us the mantras that we can transform our bodies into immortals, which is these 2 mantras, Shicheonjuju and Taeoju mantra. So little afterwards, Mago, Great Sacred Mother, will come and bestow the flower of immortality. She she came on my right side, and she brought the big cylinder full of the flower of immortality. If you have no disturbed thoughts in your mind, you can all see this. People fail because of this distracted thoughts. So little afterwards, I will explain to you how to plant this flower of immortality and heal your body. When the whole universe was born, there was this vibration of this flower, the immortal flower. This is none other than the sound Om. Try chanting this sound.
이것이 진화해서
The sound that evolved from this Om and completed is none other than the sound Hum. This sound was completed in the period of Hanguk. In India, among the 12 states of Hanguk, in the Yangongguk state, this sound was conveyed to India. So the sound Om and the Hum are the original fundamental sound of the universe. So the Shichonjuju mantra is the mantra for receiving the spirit of the universe, and the Teochu mantra is the mantra for receiving the soul of the universe. If you chant this mantra, the light particles will accumulate in your lower tension. And then when this light energy condenses, the flower will bloom from the egg will appear, and the flower will bloom from it. And then the phoenix will appear and goes up to your upper tension. And then from your head, the dragon will appear and will descend. So with the circulation of your energy inside your body, this fire energy and the water energy, which is animated into the dragon and phoenix, as the circulation goes on, the Oncheon-gyereungshin spirit, the merger of these two energy will appear. Oncheon-gyereungshin spirit is none other than the Mangyang spirit, the nature spirit. This Oncheon-gyereungshin spirit comes from the realm of the spirit of great emptiness. So the first, the beginning step is to meet the Oncheon-gyereungshin spirit and then giving birth to the baby of light. The seven Holy Spirit seventh Holy Spirit will put hands over your head, and as these hands descend and blesses your baby, the Dao baby, the baby of light, you will give birth to the baby of light. The baby of light is the light itself. So this being, the baby of light, will be the companion of your meditation. For example, when you become lazy of doing meditation, the baby of light may wake you up and remind you to meditate. The baby of light is the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit is knows everything. So the Spirit enlightens you with the things that you need to know. So the most amazing thing in this stage of meditation is the ritual of receiving the string of light from Samsin Sangjenim. You from Samsin Sangjenim's hands, you receive the string of light, and you wind it in your hands. This string of light never disappears from you once you received it. So using this string of light, you unwind it from your hands and create the wish-fulfilling road of light. As the name says, it is a wish-fulfilling road. So with this, you can freely unblock your clogged vessels. The penetrating vessels, if you clear away the penetrating vessels in your middle of your body, you will feel so refreshed. You don't have to do anything. With your thought, the load of light will be inserted into your penetrating vessels, and with your mantra chanting, it will go down and go up, and then and in the process will clear up your penetrating vessels. If the road of light gets to your lower middle tension, you can increase the diagram so that you can clear the wider area. If your body is the dark energy is accumulated in your body, it is hard for you to plant the flower of immortality. So before receiving the flower of immortality, you need to clear your body and restore the light in your body. So this is the with holding hands of Samsin Sangjenim and the Great Spirit of Holiness, you receive this ultimate light energy. And then you have the 3 spiritual eyes in your forehead, and as you meditate and accumulate the light energy inside you, you will see this pathway of your spiritual eyes. The symbols in the Squid Game, the square, triangle, and circle is actually the ancient symbol, which is in this process of this meditation. And then you get there's this also this very important stage we call nine stage, where you visit the realm of Samsin, the Triune Spirit. Only when you clear and purify these spaces, you are able to receive the light and the flower of immortality. Just follow the ritual. If you have doubts about these rituals, the doubt, whatever you do in your life, if you have doubt inside your mind, everything you do will fail. So do not have doubts about this ritual. So in this great city of Gwangju, the village of light, with the great Mago, great Holy Mother, and her 2 daughters, we will do the ritual to receive the flower of immortality. Please give a round of hands who will lead the ritual for us.
Yes, a moment later, we will begin the ritual of receiving a flower of immortality, a time of great experience for us.
네.
Yes, thank you, Jongdosanim, for recognizing us today.
힘쓰시는 안경전
Thank you, Jongdosanim, for your teaching today. Let us thank him with a warm round of applause.
네.
Yes. Now awaits a great time to begin our ritual. It's time of receiving a flower of light. So Seolyohwa, receiving of this flower of immortality, will be presided by Jongdosanim himself. You can receive this flower here at this event. We will end our broadcast. And I thank you for your understanding.
고맙습니다.
And thank you for viewing us online.
오늘 전수 받고자 하시는 분,
If you wish to receive a flower of immortality, if you want to participate in this meditation, our next event will be next weekend in Busan, or you can visit a Jeung San Do Dao Center. Also visit STB's website, healing.stb.co.kr. You can fill out a membership form, submit it, and receive materials.
And to receive more teachings in the meantime, please view STB's Hangsaeng Gaebyeok News, aired every day at 12:30 and 8 p.m. Korea Standard Time. And video of STB's broadcasts are available on YouTube as well. Thank you for viewing our broadcast today. And thank you once again, everyone. And our next broadcast will be held on November 26th in Busan. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today.
네, 우주일로 조화꽃 설
Yes, receiving the immortal flower.